Did you know that there is a course called Women Who Lead where you get to spend hours with me learning how to make every interaction safe, logical, fun, and memorable? Doesn't that sound like a great way to spend some time? It will put tools in your tool belt that will change your trajectory. Give it a shot. Go to www.aimwithus.com and click on courses. I can't wait to see you there.
Welcome to Productive Joy with Dr. Christie, where fun meets action.
Hi, friends. Welcome to Productive Joy, the recap. This week was kind of fun because it was the LRs. It was Lori Rogers and Lloyd Ross. And both were amazing humans who are doing really cool things, and I'm excited to share a little bit more about them with you. So I spent time with Lori first, and what I appreciated about Lori is her positivity. That's her spin. That's her thing. That's what she does. And so obviously with Productive Joy, those two things went together quite nicely. One of the things that she recommended we do is to have like 3 unique things that we appreciate about ourselves and about others, and that we need to say those out loud. And so I want to say things that I appreciate about you all. I appreciate your faithfulness. You all have been such a wonderful audience, and you're so kind and thoughtful. And I love nothing more than to get notes from you or emails or messages that just say, hey, this thing that you said recently really resonated. So keep those coming. I also appreciate your consistency because there are some of you that listen every single week, twice a week, 3 times a week. And I am just so grateful. The specific one I want to shout out for that is my husband, because he has been my most faithful listener. That was hard to say. Most faithful listener, 100%. He's listened to 100% of the episodes, and I'm so grateful for that. So thank you, Jason. I appreciate you. And my third thing that I love and appreciate about you all is the fact that you want a little shot of B12, that you want more productive joy, that you want to figure out how to do this life thing a little differently and a little more positively. So those are the things that I love and appreciate about you. And I thank Lori for her positivity and what she brings to the table. And then we had Lloyd. Oh my gosh, did I have so much fun with him, because he is a ball of energy all the way from Australia. And when I interviewed him, he was 12 hours ahead of me, or maybe it was just 10, but whatever the case, no, it was more than that. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It was early in the morning for him, late in the evening for me. And it was a great conversation about, well, it was about a lot of things, but I think the thing that stuck out to me about Lloyd was the fact that it is okay to change your mind. It is okay to pivot. It is okay to not live in the space you thought you had to live in. So we've had several guests like this that decided to completely change what they did. In his case, he started out pre-med. He got that degree. He said, don't really want to do that. Then he got another degree in business. And then he said, don't really want to do that. And then he became a lawyer and never really practiced for very long, except he was accepted to the Supreme Court, right? So all of those are careers that you would think, okay, I've invested this much time and energy and effort, I better stick with it. And instead of being in the wrong place, he chose to stop and move. And I think that's brave. I don't know that all of us are willing to do that. And I say us, I know that a lot of the listeners here are leaders who are doing things differently and are maybe doing a job that you love, or maybe doing a job that you have to do. And so what he taught us is that you don't have to do it, you get to do it, right? So that goes back to actually Amy Kemp and what she had to say a couple months back. She talked about the difference between I have to and I get to. And so I'm doing some of her coaching now, and I have just absolutely loved it. And one of the thought habits that you have to break is instead of saying I have to, you say I want to, I get to, I choose to. Isn't that different? That hits different. That feels different. So I think that's what Lloyd does, is he says, I want to, I get to, I choose to, versus I have to. So he's written a couple books. I would highly recommend them. One of them just recently came out, and that one's about being time rich. And when we're time rich, we really are working that 4-hour week, right? We're really focused for a short amount of time so that we can do the things we love the rest of the time. I would call that productive joy. I think that we could all probably use a little more of that. I also really loved his definition of productive joy. He said, it's when you're working on projects or tasks that take you towards your mission and that are aligned with your spiritual gifts. So he talked about finding out what his spiritual gifts were. And when he did, he wasn't surprised by the ones that were his top, but it was affirming to find the ones that were at the bottom because there are things that we're not good at. And I don't know that we spend enough time recognizing that and going, yeah, I'm not good at that thing and I want to be, but that's not my gift. So I'm going to let somebody else run with that gift. That takes a whole lot of self-awareness. And I want you to recognize that you need that self-awareness, and that's important. So today, I want to leave you with a couple thoughts. The first one is that we get to decide our destinies. Sometimes we feel done unto. And when I say that, the phrase to me means I didn't have a whole lot of choice in the matter. Like, this is what happened and this is what I have to do. And I don't want to live in that space. I want to live in the I want to, I get to, I choose to space instead of the I have to, I must space. I think that's a choice, just like I think that joy is a choice. And we get to choose if we're going to find the good or if we're going to dwell on the bad. Both are always there, y'all, always. So we need to decide which one we're going to put our attention towards because that's what's going to, one, get our attention, and two, determine how we feel about ourselves. So just some food for thought today. I hope that that makes you smile and that makes you think a little differently about what's going on in your world. I don't know what's going on in your world, but I do know that you're very special to me, all of you. And I am so grateful for this space. I have learned so much in the last year and a half from my guests, from myself, from the process, trusting the process, all of that good stuff. So I do have a request. If you're enjoying this, will you tell me? Because sometimes I feel a little like I am putting it out there and I'm not even sure that anyone is hearing it. So I want to encourage you to just reach out. You can do that a number of ways. Any of the social media platforms, you can just do Dr. Christie McMullen. You can also look up Productive Joy. I'll see that too. Or you can email me directly at Christie, CHRISTIE, at aimwithus, AIMWITHUS.com. And let me know what you are enjoying, what you're not enjoying, what you'd like more of. We've kept the same format so far, but that doesn't mean we can't change. So let me know what you think and let me know what you really love and what you want more of, and then we'll see what we can do. I appreciate you guys so much. And I do think that this is a space where we can all get that necessary shot of B12. So that's what I want to encourage you to do is recognize that you have that ability to find the good and you can dwell on that or you can dwell on the bad. Totally up to you. I'm just going to ask you to choose wisely. And as always, I want to leave you with a challenge. And that challenge is to figure out a way to turn fun into action.